Après la trêve due aux festivités de Noël et de Nouvel An, c'est jour de reprise des cours pour élèves et étudiants. Mesdames et messieurs, c'est le 13e bilingue sur Canal International. Good afternoon, Regina.
Bon après-midi, Robert Charlton. Thank you for joining us in this edition of the Bilingual News. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Pupils and students are back to school this January the 4th, 2021 for the second term of the school year. Lessons have already kicked off in most schools with a reminder of the respect of COVID-19 barrier measures. Our reporters Hyson Chia and Luke Vondo are standing by live for the 1 p.m. news in some schools in the nation's capital plus.
Reprise des cours sous fond du respect des mesures barrières contre la propagation de la COVID-19. Dans cette édition bilingue, nous aurons le pool de la reprise des cours dans diverses régions avec nos envoyés spéciaux sur le terrain.
And a young man who attempted to rape a 60-year-old woman has been apprehended in Kongsamba in the Mongo division of the Litua region. Another criminal specialized in the theft of motorbikes and car documents was equally nabbed in the same town. Security officers are now set to be on the alert with the increased robbery cases the start of the year 2021. Those were the major stories.
Le train de l'année scolaire, mesdames et messieurs, quitte à nouveau la gare à l'école primaire publique d'Etoudi à Yaoundé. Ils étaient nombreux, ces élèves qui ont répondu présent, les élèves qui ont pris l'engagement de travailler dur en ce deuxième trimestre, un trimestre de tous les dangers. Karel Mezatia, bonjour. Depuis Yaoundé, vous nous confirmez la reprise des cours dans cet établissement?
Bonjour, nous nous trouvons présentement à l'école primaire publique d'Etoudi à Yaoundé. Comme vous pouvez le voir en arrière-plan, les élèves sont véritablement retournés à leur cahier ce 4 janvier 2021. Ils ont massivement répondu présent, une journée chargée qui a débuté par l'exécution de l'hymne national avec cette particularité là d'être chantée en langue maternelle sous l'encadrement de l'enseignante du cours élémentaire première année. Après avoir exécuté l'hymne national, les élèves ont été édifiés sur l'importance du deuxième trimestre, un trimestre qui, on le sait, est certes court mais déterminant pour les apprenants. Vande Emilienne, qui a d'ailleurs expliqué le processus aux enfants, est revenue sur l'importance de ce trimestre à notre micro.
Comme vous venez de le constater vous-même, les élèves sont là, prêts à recommencer les classes pour le compte du deuxième trimestre. On ne peut plus très important dans le processus de l'année scolaire. Il est très important, mais très court. C'est pour cela qu'ils ont pris déjà l'engagement, comme vous l'avez vu, vous l'avez suivi, d'être disciplinés, parce que sans discipline, il n'y a point de réussite. Et alors, nous, le corps enseignant, avec Madame la directrice, comme elle nous l'a demandé, de leur faire savoir que c'est le travail, c'est la discipline, c'est pour réussir. Parce que sans travail, sans discipline, il n'y a pas de réussite.
Voilà, l'école a démarré ici. Les élèves ont pris conscience de l'importance de ce deuxième trimestre et ont pris l'engagement d'être disciplinés. Vous l'avez d'ailleurs suivi lorsqu'Emilien Vondola martelé, ou alors l'a confirmé tout à l'heure. Depuis l'école primaire publique d'Etoudi à Yaoundé, nous signons Karel Mezatia et Luc Mvondo pour le 13h.
Merci Karel Mezatia Choya. Restons dans le sillage de cette reprise des cours réputée cruciale pour l'année scolaire. Le deuxième trimestre est effectif dans la Sanaga maritime, réputé très court suite au calendrier jonché par des différentes fêtes et activités post et périscolaires. Les élèves dans la Sanaga maritime, surtout ceux des classes d'examen, au-delà des stratégies et mécanismes pour un succès en fin d'année, disent être prêts à braver tous les obstacles. Christian Bock, notre correspondant permanent dans la Sanaga maritime, a tendu son micro à quelques élèves.
Rentrée scolaire du deuxième trimestre au Cameroun, Aïdéa dans la Sanaga maritime, un tout fait dans les différents établissements de la ville lumière. Le constat est clair. Le train de la rentrée a effectivement pris le départ. Avec ces challenges, que sont les préparatifs aux examens de fin d'année? Nous avons rencontré quelques élèves qui s'expriment à notre micro.
Les stratégies que je peux utiliser au deuxième trimestre pour essayer de me battre, c'est d'essayer de réorganiser mes plans d'études et voir comment je fonctionnais. Peut-être si j'étudiais 6 heures par jour, je vais essayer d'améliorer pour augmenter mes heures d'études.
L'année 2021 a été une année un peu forte et bousculée parce qu'il y avait le Covid-19. Mais cette année 2021, je vais me mettre dans mes études et avoir une force, éviter les fêtes du 11 février, du 20 mai pour réussir mon année 2021 en paix et en réussite.
Si les cours ont totalement repris sur toute l'étendue du territoire national, à aider dans la Sanaga maritime, on observe tout de même un léger relâchement des mesures barrières contre la Covid-19. Depuis le lycée technique de DEA pour Canal International, Christian Bock.
Merci Christian Bock. Allons maintenant dans le Mungo, plus précisément à Melon, où là-bas, élèves et enseignants ont repris avec beaucoup de sérénité les cours d'Evarionda. Notre correspondant, lui aussi, a rencontré quelques élèves dans les établissements scolaires. Bon après-midi d'Evarionda.
Le train de la rentrée scolaire du deuxième trimestre pour le compte de l'année scolaire 2020-2021 vient de prendre ses rails ce matin. Et dans l'arrondissement de Melon, département du Mungo, nous avons sillonné quelques établissements pour voir dans quel état d'esprit se trouvent ces élèves en début de ce trimestre. Quels sont les défis qu'ils auront à relever pour le compte de ce trimestre? C'est ce que nous allons savoir tout de suite.
So when we divide a number and it leaves the remainder by 2, it means that what? That number is an odd number. Are we on the line? Yes.
Fonction financière permettant de manipuler le nombre d'aides.
La rentrée scolaire du deuxième trimestre a bien commencé. On a commencé aujourd'hui avec un cours de mathématiques et après on aura physique. Nous avons bien repris les cours pour le compte de ce deuxième trimestre, mais nous prions aussi que la crise anglophone puisse s'arrêter au courant de cette année 2021.
Bon, le défi majeur pour moi, c'est d'abord de réussir mon probatoire pour cette année 2021. Et pour cela, pour réussir à ce probatoire, il faudrait que je puisse redoubler d'efforts pour ce deuxième trimestre. Comme vous venez donc de les suivre, l'engagement, la détermination et surtout beaucoup de concentration, voici les maîtres mots qui conduiront ces élèves aux résultats escomptés. Depuis l'arrondissement de Melon pour Canal 2 International, je suis Devarionda.
Merci Devarionda. Dans le BAM et Inobo, plus précisément à Bafia, dans les lycées et collèges, les retrouvailles étaient perceptibles. Encadreurs et élèves ont de manière unanime pris l'engagement de poursuivre dans la concentration pour une année pleine de succès. Monique Naossi, Espoir Baya pour les précisions.
Redoubler d'efforts à l'école, un impératif pour les élèves dont le trimestre précédent était insatisfaisant. En abordant le deuxième trimestre ce lundi 4 janvier 2021 à Bafia, le proviseur du lycée classique et moderne galvanise ses apprenants lors du traditionnel rassemblement des lundis.
Il est donc question de consacrer chacune des secondes, chacune des minutes au travail et surtout de rester discipliné afin que la violence et les cas que l'on a connus de par le monde et dans le pays ne soient pas notre partage. Il est donc question que les résultats engrangés au premier trimestre soient améliorés pour leur plus grand bien.
Au lycée technique de Bafia Lambata, où les cours sont dispensés depuis la première heure, les encadreurs disent être focalisés sur l'amélioration des résultats des examens en fin d'année.
Les cours ayant débuté, nous sommes en train maintenant de veiller à ce que l'ensemble des programmes soient couverts, afin que les résultats en fin d'année soient satisfaisants.
Au lycée bilingue de Bafia, c'est la fin des cours à mi-temps pour certaines classes, notamment les 6e Form 1 et les terminales. L'objectif étant de mieux préparer les candidats aux examens.
Donc ce matin, nous sommes au rendez-vous. Nous essayons autant que possible de sensibiliser les enfants sur les mesures barrières édictées par le gouvernement.
Le respect des mesures barrières a été de mise sur l'ensemble du département. Des élèves ont d'ailleurs été renvoyés pour défaut de port de masque. Une exigence reprécisée dans le dernier discours du président de la République.
Now, schools have effectively flagged off for the second term of the academic year. This January the 4th, 2021. Lessons in most schools have been effective, and our reporter Haisenchi and Luke Vondo have visited some schools in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. They're live for us. Hello, Haisenchi.
Hello, Regina, and welcome to one of the schools here in Yaoundé, one where we have been since morning. And a lot of activities are already ongoing, ranging from the assembly of the children, sensitization on the assembly, and a reminder of the need to respect barrier measures. We have equally visited some classes already, and it is already action. There is no time to waste. The teachers already on with lessons, some are on with animation, and of course, trying to record to the children the basic morals. With me is a head teacher of the institution who will be telling us some of the basic activities they will be putting a cap on. He goes by the name Mr. Emmanuel Assa Nembo. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What are some of the activities people have been carrying out this morning?
Today, as the first day, the people of the nursery are concentrated on welcoming the children, welcome them to the classroom, get their minds back to school after a long break, Christmas break at home. But for the primary, considering the workload for this term, they are getting straight into serious business. The term is well loaded with activities. We have 11 February activities, we have finance school games and other things. So the program is choked up.
And before now, we have visited some of the schools like the to public school, and the teachers are doing their best to recall to the pupils that there is no time to waste. You know, the first term was relatively short, and a lot of things they say are supposed to be covered up during the second term. Live from to Haisenchi and Luke Mvondo. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Haisenchi and Luke Mvondo, there about the situation in the nation's capital. We come back here in the nation's economic capital, Douala, where schools are effectively going on. And our reporter, Morindi and Thierry Nana, were at the primary school, precisely at the government primary school, Bepanda, Obnispo. Morindi is live for us. Hello, Morindi.
Good afternoon, Gina. Good afternoon, Robert Charlie-Talk. I'm right here at Government Bilingual Primary and Nursery School, Bepanda, in the heart of Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. It is a decisive term for children who are resuming classes for the second term across Cameroon. And here in Douala, we have an effective turnout of children in most schools. We have been visiting since the early hours of the morning, and right here in front of me is a teacher of Government Bilingual Primary and Nursery School here in Bepanda, Douala. Now I'll turn to her to ask her a few questions on the academic year, which is short and very decisive for children, for the teachers, and for the rest of the academic staff. Now, Valerie Bimai, this is the second term that is beginning today now. How decisive is the second term?
It's really, really decisive because we discovered that we had a very short holiday. It was just a way of making it up for us to resume, to catch up with the time that we stayed in the house. So I think it's really decisive for us this year because we really have to put in our best to make sure that we meet up with the program.
Now, what are some of the measures that you have taken at your individual level to make sure that you catch up at the level of the program or the syllabus?
For now, we started teaching today, and I think we really need to follow up the program. And me personally, I have decided this year that I must meet up with my goal by attaining it as the government requires.
Only discovered that the second term is dotted with a lot of public holidays. Now, how do you intend to handle that? And again, you have to make sure that you finish up or you catch up with the program. And again, you have to ensure that the children get the lessons well in class.
This will help us now to collaborate with the parents because we'll be giving children a lot of work to do in the house. That's homework, a lot of assignments. And parents are to help us to meet up with that because if they don't, then we'll not meet up with our goals.
Now, that was Valerie Bimai, a teacher of Government Nursery and Primary School Bepanda here at Omispo, here in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. We're talking about the second term, and we all know that children have resumed. Classes are effective already in most of the schools we've been visiting since morning. Over to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Morinti. Now, it is a tradition that is enshrined into Cameroon's constitution, State of the Nation address by President Paul Biya. However, over the years, there is a phenomenon of political opposition leaders addressing what they describe as a State of the Nation address. In the following report, Kejang Henry Atimbe tells us it's a mere distraction.
The dispensation of political pluralism and freedom in Cameroon has come with its own shortcomings, and this has been noticed with some political party leaders in Cameroon for some time now. And as the year draws to an end, Cameroonians are distracted by some political leaders with what they call their own State of the Nation address to the Cameroonian people. At a time, Cameroonians should sit and watch their chief executive review his country's strides of a year just ending and telling Cameroonians the direction the nation's ship is steering. A time political leaders should listen and take down notes and challenge the president thereafter. Some political leaders mount the pulpit and rostrum to deliver what they call State of the Nation address. We all know that a State of the Nation address is delivered by the constitutional head to a people who gave him the mandate. Therefore, he is accountable to them. This is a constitutional obligation. Generally, when the president delivers his State of the Nation address, be it in parliament, during a joint session, or a televised address, the opposition watches on and prepares a response. Unfortunately, some Cameroonian political leaders deliver a speech called State of the Nation address simultaneously with that of the head of state. And so no one has the time to take notes and respond after. This does not only cause distraction, but make fun of these leaders who some critics say are derailing the people. The president has thus summarized his accomplishment of year 2020 and has planned his program for year 2021. And so next year, he has the constitutional obligation to report to the Cameroonian people in another State of the Nation address.
A General Assembly to discuss the issue of dialysis for kidney patients has been slated for January 19, 2021. The announcement was made by Public Health Minister Dr. Manauda Malachi after he visited some health institutions in the nation's capital. The announcement by government is coming at a time when many hospitals across Cameroon increasingly find it difficult to attend to the needs of dialysis patients. This report is Chibitrus Ngamo.
The outing by Public Health Minister Manauda Malachi on the first day of January 2021 carried him to the heart of the dialysis problem, following an impromptu encounter with the patients. Occasion for the minister to have a good knowledge of their problem and situation. This include machine uncertainty and touch of their bodies, amongst others. Their general cries for adequate control and treatment material. And there, Manauda Malachi decided to accelerate the process already in place to relieve their suffering. We shall renew all the generators, and if we can meet in a General Assembly, it will be a wonderful discussion forum. A General Assembly has been fixed for January 19, 2021 to that effect. A New Year gift for dialysis patients. Great news worth celebrating. Same ambience at the maternity and pediatric wards at the Yaoundé Gynecological Obstetric and Pediatric Hospital, Gousso. The next case, the minister met at these women who are still in hospital because they are unable to pay their accrued bills. The minister took charge of all the expenses. I have been abandoned by myself here. No father, no mother. I was operated upon, the child passed on, and I had to stay here. Thank you, Papa, thank you. Joy in the air, especially as a crossover from December 31st night to January 1st was very calm, but for some 10 accidents registered in the hospitals visited by the minister, though with no very urgent cases.
A young man who attempted to rape a 60-year-old woman in Kongsamba in the Mongo division of the Litua region has been nabbed by elements of the security forces. Another criminal specialized in the theft of motorbikes and car documents was equally caught in the same town. Security officials are said to have stepped up vigilance at the start of this 2021 with a witness of an increase in crime wave. This report. After the award of medals to deserving elements of the National Security Corps in the Mungo Division, it was time to get straight to work following a case of attempted rape. The victim, a 60-year-old who has lost her voice, attempts to narrate the incident. He removed a knife and told me, "I'm going to kill you," after he pushed me to the ground and climbed on me and was about to rape me. He pressed me to the ground and I screamed, begging for help. End of translation. The victim was only saved from being raped by her son, who screamed at the 26-year-old rapist. I asked him, "What are you doing to my mother?" That was when he left her and came on me with a knife. I ran and entered into the room. He tried to open the door and didn't succeed. I opened the back door to escape and met with him again outside. The people called us and we left immediately to the crime scene. And that was how we apprehended the criminal. I want to once more thank the people of Kongsamba for sounding the alarm. Still in Kongsamba, not far from the attempted rape scene, another criminal was intercepted. This time, a young man of 20 years old specialized in the theft of motorbikes and car documents, a final year student at the government high school in Kongsamba. We were informed about this young man who steals car documents and sells in Kongsamba and Douala. We went down to the field and thank God we caught him. Law enforcement officers have once again reassured the population of Kongsamba on their zeal to arrest all those involved in acts of robbery.
Poursuivons cette édition bilingue avec ce coup de maître des forces de défense camerounaises. Un camp des assaillants séparatistes logés en Djeni vient d'être détruit par les forces de défense. Cette localité est située dans la région du sud-ouest, une localité qui est restée le théâtre des violences séparatistes depuis le début de la crise sécuritaire. Le camp est désormais placé sous le contrôle de l'armée régulière. Inès Ondabala depuis le sud-ouest.
Les combattants séparatistes ont longtemps sémé la terreur dans le département d'Undiane. C'est ici, à Dienne, dans ce village de l'arrondissement des Kondotiti, qu'ils ont érigé un camp. L'armée camerounaise lance une offensive dans cette localité. Résultat des courses, la base séparatiste ici à Dienne est détruite. Le général de brigade aérien Eba Benoît descend sur le torrent pour boucler la première phase de l'offensive lancée par l'armée dans les départements d'Undiane, de la Mémé et du Lébialem.
La mission, c'est que de manière permanente, nous allons raccourcir la distance entre le haut commandement et la population pour être sûr que nos actions sont effectivement perçues telles que nous les planifions et que nous allons effectivement dans la même direction. Parce qu'on ne peut pas se contenter des informations ou des rapports qui remontent souvent. Donc de temps en temps, on va, comme on le fait déjà dans d'autres zones, s'assurer que c'est effectivement... Nous sommes dans une phase où nous avons engagé certaines missions pour renforcer le contrôle des zones où ces derniers temps, la population a le plus souffert, notamment dans le département d'Undiane, de la Mémé et du Lébialem. Donc il y avait une première partie de la mission que nous devions venir évaluer, mais surtout s'assurer auprès des bénéficiaires qu'il n'y a pas un gros écart entre ce que nous visons et ce qu'ils vivent.
Ici, les populations qui avaient fui les exactions séparatistes reviennent progressivement. La présence militaire est rassurante.
When the military came, they told us that we should not be afraid. They came to protect us, and that they came that we should be protected. So they told each and every one of us go in the bushes that we should come home.
Ever since the military came here, things have been better. That's why we welcome all of you people.
Une étape qui a permis de saisir et de restituer les objets et biens des populations pillées par les bandes armées. La localité de Nziem est désormais sous contrôle des forces régulières. Assoumou Lekombe, le commandant de la 2e région militaire interarmée, procède à un débriefing en présence du général de division Elias Tongue, commandant la 2e région de gendarmerie, et le colonel Eyenga Sévéran, commandant la 21e brigade d'infanterie motorisée. Les autorités militaires boostent le moral des troupes au cours d'un repas de corps.
And the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement has gone into effect this January the 1st, 2021. Cameroon, one of the signatories, is still without the necessary infrastructures and a cumbersome custom procedure that could infringe the transactions. More on the following report with Gladys Ambotiba.
The African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement finally goes into force this January 1, 2021. Cameroon became the 33rd country to formally ratify the agreement. But how ready is Cameroon with the absence of necessary custom procedures and required infrastructure?
We are not ready for free trade for two reasons. We don't produce, and then secondly, we don't have a currency of our own. We produce virtually nothing. We depend purely on importations. And to even add to the ills of the Cameroonians, we have facilitated trading with the Chinese people who virtually supply us with everything. That is another nail that we have actually put on our heads.
As far as I'm concerned, we really produce nothing in Africa. We only sell raw materials and we import 95% of all our stuff that we need. To think that the Continental Free Trade Zone is going to be very effective when we live by importation, we sell minerals and import everything else that we need. If we think that that is the model that is going to make it function, then we are liars.
The custom procedures are not yet being put in place. It will be difficult for it to start this January. It's too near.
Expected to strengthen economic growth, only competitive countries are likely to benefit the largest market share in trade. What is Cameroon expected to do then?
What we really need to do to make that continental free trade everything very useful to us is to create industries and begin to produce the things that we need.
The African Continental Free Trade is expected to bring together 1.3 billion people, reduce tariff and non-tariff barriers, and boost inter-African trade in industrial goods by 20 to 30%.
Defense and security forces in the Bakassi Peninsula have reassured the population of their commitment to fight against maritime insecurity. They were speaking in Japanese shortly after receiving epaulets promoting them to higher ranks. Ines Undwambala completes that story.
Isangele subdivision in the Bakassi Peninsula is populated by Cameroonians and Nigerians living in harmony. Fishing and petty trade is the mainstay of the people of Bakassi, who are today facing enormous challenges and impediment to their development.
In this era of decentralization, councillors have a lot of duty in the municipality. It's no more that it's time for us to wait for the administration to do something. Us councillors are the people who are supposed to see how we can arrange our roads, who are the people who we can see how to make sure our schools are functioning.
The people of Isangele in the Bakassi Peninsula are calling on the government to address these shortcomings in order to improve on their living conditions.
Today we are in Isangele, where the council board members are being coached, if you will, on their roles and responsibilities. You agree with me that councillors in Cameroon have voted on a popular mandate. There is no formal training required as such. So some have to come closer and build their capacity so they can function better.
The divisional officer of Isangele, Atemenge Messina, has called on municipal authorities to strive for development. Mayor Magdalene Ponzi told the people of Isangele that no stone will be left unturned to bring development at Isangele.
That was what I report about the challenges faced by the people in Isangele in the Bakassi Peninsula. We shall definitely be bringing you the report about the award of epaulets to some security officers, promoting them to higher rank. And that brings us to the end of this edition of the Bilingual News on Canal International. Thank you so much for watching. Bon après-midi, Robert Charlie.
Bon après-midi, Regina. Bon après-midi, mesdames et messieurs. On se voit demain à la même heure.